So here we have pull-ups, and the key with this is I'm doing wide grip here. Grip it and try not to come over your elbows. Try to keep your back, I guess you could say. And you'll see in the next clip, you really want to squeeze with your lats, which is the muscle group closest you'll see on the outside of my back. Another variation you can do is chin-ups, which you'll see again in a second, which just uses a little bit more traps or the inner part of your back. And the key with either forms of these is to make sure that you are squeezing almost exclusively with your back. With chin-ups, you are going to use biceps a little bit and pull yourself up, but make sure that you're squeezing with the back and not swinging around or throwing your legs up too much.
All right, one of my favorite pieces of home exercise equipment is this. It's a Gold's Gym pull-up bar. It's one of those pull-up bars that you toss into your doorways, and they're great because you can do dips on them, pull-ups like you saw before, chin-ups, like hammer grip style pull-ups, or even push-ups. I'm gonna show you how to do push-ups on those, and as well as close grip push-ups, where you have your hands either close together or almost even like, what they call spade push-ups. And what that does is that works your triceps a little bit more than your chest, as well as your standard push-up, which is perfect for your chest. So we'll start with standard push-ups. The key with the standard push-up is have your arms about shoulder width apart. And one trick is turn your thumbs in. This way they're pointing forwards along your body. And then feet out. And if you need to, put your feet up against a wall just for a little bit extra stability. And I like to start upwards. And you can do these on your knees if you need to. Just bring your body down and push up. It's the same as a normal push-up. So for a standard push-up, arms tucked in, and then lift yourself and try to do it with your chest. You will use your arms at first, and then just bring yourself back down. And it's good to go as far down as you can, get your chest on the ground, and explode back up. Just like that. You'll notice that I'm not moving my arms around when I do this. They just stay directly by my side. And by doing that, keeping your arms directly by your side, it forces you to use just your chest. Now, another thing you can do is close grip. And by doing that, all you do is simply put your hands from this position at torso width, move them in, and now you'll be pushing off with your triceps rather than off with your chest. And when you use the bar, you'll set the bar up, just like this, right in front of you, just as you would with standard push-ups. But instead of going out here, this is one way to do them, out wide like this. And the thing though is it involves a lot of your shoulders. So I like to go with the closer grip right in here where it's bent. Get that nice and solid grip. And that just brings it, again, that forces your arms inwards together and allows you a little extra depth. Just like that. And by doing that, you'll be able to get yourself a little bit lower, closer to the ground, for a little bit more squeeze in your chest. So those are your basic types of push-ups. I would start off with as much as you can, even if it's just one. And if you can't do a single push-up with your body weight flat with your toes out, what I said before is use your knees. So start off just like this. Here's the normal push-ups position. Start with your legs on the ground. So back straight, bring yourself down, bring yourself up. And do that to build up your chest until you can do normal push-ups. I mean, they're all normal push-ups until you can do full-legged push-ups. And these are great for building chest, back, shoulders, triceps, everything you can imagine. Wonderful. These things, I recommend body weight exercises all the time. And if you think you don't have time, you do, just sneak them in maybe with your right before you shower, which is a lot of people do. That's how I started doing push-ups, is I would just do 10 or as many as I could until my shower warmed up. And then I would break them into sets. So maybe I did 4 sets of 10 push-ups until my shower warmed up. And with pull-ups, there's assisted pull-up machines at gyms, or you can even just attach a cable. But if you do that, if you attach one of those like elastic bands to your pull-up bar, I do recommend being very careful because they can snap and result in really bad injuries. But there are ways to help yourself with a pull-up. Maybe have a friend lift up your feet, even just doing one is good, I started out, when I first started working out, I couldn't do a pull-up. I would jump up and pull myself with that, and then I'd go down. And then I'd jump back up and pull myself up, and then go down. And what I would do is I'd start off every workout like that, doing those single pull-ups until I could do 2. And then until I could do 3. And I remember the day I hit 7 straight pull-ups without jumping, my mind was blown. I was ecstatic. And now I can do probably 30 in a row. It takes time. It's one of those things that you need to build up to, as is every exercise. With time, you will make progress. You just have to stick with it.
For dips, it's pretty much straightforward. You can do different variations where you with this one, you put your chest over your knees a little bit more and it activates your chest a little bit more, but try to bring your arms and chest down to about 90 degrees and then just push yourself back up. And if you put your chest more upright and your hips more forwards, it'll work your triceps. And again, about 90 degrees is all you need here. Use your body weight, but if not, they do have assisted machines that will help you.
For this exercise, it's body weight squats. This is an exercise you can do at home or at the gym. It's a great one for building your core, your legs, basically any part of your leg, but especially your quads. And this is one of the core exercises I recommend you do pretty much no matter where you are, no matter what you have going on. If you need to get a workout in, I recommend doing 3 basic things: the pull-ups you just saw, push-ups you just saw, and then these squats and lunges, which you'll see in a second. Key form with the squat is to make sure that you're sitting back on your heels. I'll do some forward, some sideways, so you can really see the proper form. Sit back on your heels, make sure that all the weight is there, and pretend like you're sitting back into a chair, rather than going straight down to the ground. You want to make sure your weight's back, and then explode up and through your quads. So if you watch here, you'll see proper form. So right here, knees about shoulder width apart. I like to have my toes face slightly outwards, so rather than being like this, my feet are just slightly out. Right? And then a lot of people, for me personally, the best way to do this is to cross my arms in front of my chest and go down to about 90 degrees and up. Just like that. So you do between 4 and 5 sets of aim for about 10, but if you can, go even up to 25 or 30. So here's 10. And then a little side view so you can see hips are tight, feet forwards, and then right here, back, back. And that's a great way to work out your quads. You'll see later I do this basically the same thing with weight on my back. With weight, you want to be more careful. Go within your limits and make sure you're doing the proper form. So practice without any weight, and then practice with maybe just the bar or some light dumbbells or a light barbell, and work your way up.
Again, with this, really be careful and make sure you're getting all the way down into the squat and then pushing off with your legs and not necessarily your back, and try to keep your knees from going over your feet. Proper form is key with this exercise.
Now, another one of my favorite exercises is standing lunges. So you can alternate, you can do reverse lunges. Here I'm just going to show standard lunges, which you do all of your reps on one leg and then all of the reps on the other. You can do alternating, but I like to just make sure that I'm getting the full burn, the full workout in one leg before moving on to the next. So proper form for that is this. Again, feet about shoulder width apart. And for your first leg, I'm going to do this leg first. You just go about 1 normal step straight out and get this knee either gently touch the ground or hover right above it for a second, and then step back into place. And with the leg that's stepping forward, you want to make sure that you're stepping straight out ahead of you, and then down into your heel, which I'll point in a second. You'll see a side view of it. It's important to make sure that you're pushing through your heel and not onto your toe, because if you push onto your toes, you're going to be leaning forwards and your knee will be going in front of your foot, which is an easy way to hurt yourself. So make sure that you put the weight into your heel first, step into it, and then step back.
With deadlifts, just like squats, you want to get your butt back, keep your weight back, and have your motion push through your heels. I recommend starting without weight. This is basically just doing repeated toe touches and work your way up in weight until you are more of an expert at the movement, keeping your back straight and getting your hips back. This will build your lower back as well as your hamstrings and a little bit of your upper back as well.
So this is going to be a little bit of a mobility exercise. The point of this is to build up your lower back, because I know a lot of people have issues from maybe sitting in chairs for too long, or maybe you injured yourself when you were younger and you never really fully recovered. This is going to build strength and endurance in your lower back. This way you can do other exercises like straight leg deadlifts that you saw before, or those are just standard deadlifts, or just any type of deadlifting where your lower back is involved, squatting, things like that. This is going to help out immensely. These are called Superman torso lifts, normal torso lifts, whatever you want to call them. I recommend doing both arms at the same time, both legs at the same time, and doing about a 5-second hold. So that's this exercise right here. You lay flat on the ground, like this, and then simply raise up. And those are your torso lifts. And like I said, great for the lower back. It'll help you build endurance and a little bit of muscle strength in that lower back to prepare you for other exercises. So if you like this video, like and subscribe, and be sure not to miss the other ones, because I'm giving out a lot of great free advice here. And the next video will most likely be almost strictly things you do in the gym. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.
Kiss for you.